Baseball with the Bard.
Good morning, Baseball with the Bard fans. Your host, Noah Cross, joined by his best friend, Mr. Tyler Bard. Tyler, how you doing?
I'm good, Noah. How are we doing today?
We are doing fan-freaking-tastic. We are streaming on a Saturday, right? Change of pace here. Sorry to shock everyone. People might be waking up to notification that we're streaming now. It is not a joke.
Right?
We
Surprise.
Here. If you're watching, join us in the chat. Do all those fun things. We love to talk to you throughout the episode. And always remember that we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube at Bard and Cross Entertainment, and Twitch at TBard5195. Come check us out. Tyler has been streaming a lot lately, folks, so go over and check it out. You might get a gift sub. I heard someone's been giving away a lot of those. So
it was quite the night the other day. I think altogether there were about 30 plus gifted subs given away on one stream. So we were having some fun the other night.
Damn. All right.
Oh yeah.
Well,
fun.
Did Ray end up getting a W? Just out of curiosity.
No.
See, I told you.
No, it was unfortunate. Ray did not get a win.
Paul Heyman saying it's
even though Ray did continue to play with Eric on Eric's stream later and was very close to getting a win, but not quite. It was unfortunate.
Well, maybe next time. So, with that being said, let's dive into the baseball world here with a quick COVID-19 update. Yes, we're back to doing those at the beginning of the episode again. I know we got used to not having to do it, but here we are, and this list is a bit extensive this week, everybody. Teoscar Hernandez did test positive for COVID-19. You see the Blue Jays outfielder there testing positive this week. And there are 5 Astros on the COVID list. Now, what the COVID list is, it's not essentially that they tested positive. It means that they had an exposure, right? So that means they're going to quarantine for, I think it's 7 days with a negative test or wherever the ball club deems is necessary, and then they can return to the field. But 5 players is a lot, and it's not like it's any 5 players. The Astros lost their, I would say, close to their core 5. In the likes of Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, Martin Maldonado, Pedro Alvarez, and Robel Garcia. I mean, just those first 2 alone, and Altuve and Bregman, that's the center. That's the entire half the infield. That's half the infield there, where you have Altuve and the likes of your second baseman, Bregman and the likes of your third baseman. That's a big hit. That is a big hit to the club. And that's just the world we live in with COVID, just having 5 players from one squad making the COVID list, in one foul swoop. It was just
it's like you were saying. It's not even like it's just 5 players; it's 5 of their better players. So they're definitely going to be hurting for a week. Not that they've been doing all that well. I mean, they were one of the hottest teams to start the season, but that has not remained the case.
No, it has not remained the case. I'm going to pull up their standings actually really quick. 1 second.
Oh, I got it right here. Hold on. I got it.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Well, yeah, the
6-7.
The Astros are sitting in 4th in the list, so fantastic. Good for them.
Here, I can pull that down so we can see. Texas
there we go.
The only one behind them.
With 8 losses. Jeez. 8 losses for the Rays. Like, Texas is not doing well. It's not a good.
But don't worry, we'll come back to this in a little bit, Noah.
Yes, we will come back to the standings just after this segment here. We're going to talk about another no-hitter.
This is believe it?
At this rate, it's going to be a weekly thing, folks. Right? So everyone strap in. Joe Musgrove last week. This week, Carlos Rodon throws a no-hitter for the Chicago White Sox. Only 5 days after Joe Musgrove threw a no-no, White Sox starter Carlos Rodon throws another one. He actually had a perfect game into the 9th inning. Actually, it was a 9 1/4. He had 1 out in the 9th, and he hit someone on the foot.
Barely.
Barely.
He hit the tip of the toe of someone's shoe.
Exactly.
Get the hell out of the way.
He tried, and it wasn't nasty.
Bullshit. No, he did not.
I will say this. So, Tyler, we're not baseball players now, right? Like we've never played in the majors, okay? But if you're a Major League Baseball player and you're up to bat and a guy's throwing a no-hitter, you know you're being no-hit, okay? When do you in your brain, or if you in your brain, turn off the attempt to get on base? Like if I'm going up to the plate and my team's been no-hit through 9 innings and there's 2 outs and I'm the last out in the no-hitter.
It really depends. It really depends on what the score was, but I have a video here, and then we'll come back. Let's watch this real quick.
Focusing. 3-2. Rodon to third. Moncada. Carlos Rodon has thrown a no-hitter. everything he's been through. The elbow and the shoulder were supreme on April 14th, 2021.
You know, and it's something like that where they were winning by a decent amount, that guy should have got out of the way, because there wasn't a chance they were going to come back and win that game. No. But man, what an incredible no-hitter. It should have been a perfect game, but unfortunately some batters are just arrogant and cocky and want to get on base at any means possible, even if it means ruining a no-hitter.
Yeah, and that's true, and that happens. I mean, we saw guys run out that ground ball sometimes on that last out of a no hitter. We've seen that more than once. So here are some interesting facts that we saw all over Twitter. These are just some crazy stats. So Rondon threw 114 pitches, 57 four-seamers, that's more than half. That's almost wild. 28 sliders, 26 changeups, and only 3 curveballs. 3. The curveball just didn't. He was like, you know what? We're not going to do it.
I don't need that.
Yeah, didn't need it. This is an insane chart here. If you just look at his fastball velocity throughout the game, he actually got faster as the game progressed. His first pitch was 92 miles an hour. The last pitch, the 114th pitch of the game, was a 97 mile an hour fastball. And then you see the red lines there on your screen if you're watching. Those the red top line, that is the fastball velocity. So you see it's actually increasing throughout the game. So as the game is played, he actually somehow threw the ball harder, which makes no sense. Of the 20 players that they're referring to that threw a no-hit effort, only 3 perfect games in the White Sox history were Charlie Robertson in 1922, Mark Burley in 2009, and Philip Humber in 2012. But only one other time before Rondon tonight, a White Sox pitcher got a no-hitter without allowing a hit or a walk, and that was Joe Horland on September 10th, 1967 versus the Tigers. And then no-hitters by a single player. No-hitters with a single player reach base by way of hit by pitch. And you see there, that's not a lot of people. I mean, there's only 6 players in the history of baseball who have
and one happened a week ago.
And one happened a week ago, which is wild, right? I mean, we just had 2. Like I said, it's going to be a weekly thing. Like at the pace we're going, we're going to have a no-hitter a week, everybody. So next week, who's it going to be? I want to hear it. Send us who your picks are for who's going to throw a no-hitter this week. And was there one more, or that was it? That was it for the.
Oh no, I got
stats.
One more.
This is cool. Carlos Rodon's no-hitter came in his 100th MLB career game, including postseason appearances with the White Sox. That's crazy. You imagine? We always talk about it's going to be our 20th episode of Baseball with the Bard or Cross Wrestling Entertainment. We'll do something special. Rodon. Oh, it's my 100th game. So something special. Let's throw a no-hitter. So.
Well, it would almost look like Noah. He wasn't trying to do nothing special here. He went out and he was throwing his fastball at his comfortable pace, and then he realized what was happening, and he turned up the heat. You could see just how annoyed he was at whomever the batter was when he hit him with the pitch. He didn't want a no hitter. This dude wanted to throw a perfect game, and when that dude purposely didn't move his foot, and I'm sticking with that, he was pissed. But he managed to get it. So.
If folks, go back and look at the video. I think the guy tried to at least get out of the way a little bit. If I'm getting no hit, I don't want, if I'm being completely shut out and I'm the opposing pitcher is throwing a perfect game, I don't want to get hit by a pitch and that be our only base runner. That to me is stupid. But if he lobs one in there and I can pimp one, depending on the inning, I might try it. I feel like in the ninth, I'm not doing it.
Didn't they lose 8-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You swing at every pitch that comes over the goddamn plate and put your bat above your head while you're doing it. You karate chop the plate. Absolutely not. If it's 1-0 and you have a chance to win the game, I'm going to lay down a bunt down the third baseline to ruin your no-hitter.
No.
Of course I am.
No.
Because we're still in the game. There were 2 outs in the 9th inning of a perfect game, and you let the ball hit. And also, it hit, it barely even hit your body. It didn't hit your body. It hit the little piece of plastic on the front of your damn cleat. You didn't even feel it. And he sold it like he was like, oh, no, my foot. Oh, it's broken. It's like, oh, you suck. You're a loser. I hope you get everything. He's going to get everything coming to him this season. People are going to hate him.
I mean, I don't know. We still have the Astros, so
we do have the Astros.
We'll take a lot of it off of them, but Tyler put 3 exclamation points at the end of this division standings because he likes what he sees, at least in the AL East. I don't know what's happening in baseball, but the Mets are at the top of the NL East by only half a game over the Phils. Sure. Actually, the NL East is look at that. That's quite a race still. That's pretty cool. I like that. It's close. The Nationals are in last place, but only by 2.5. Not terrible. And then we're going to jump over to the American League, where we see the Red Sox at the top of the AL East by 3 freaking games. The Yankees are
second best team in baseball right now.
Yeah. And you know who the worst team in the American League is?
It's the Stankies.
It's the New York Yankees, folks. As you notice, I'm wearing a New Britain Bees hat today, as you can see there, and not a Yankees hat today. We're just going to put that aside for a little while and let them understand what they did, right? So, or what they didn't do, and that's drive runs in. Also, on those standings there, we have the Royals in first place, which is like, what the hell is happening?
See, all it took was Andrew Benintendi.
That's it. I have him in fantasy. He's playing with good ball. And then the Mariners somehow are in first place. The fact that the Yankees...
you know what, Noah? I resent that statement. The Mariners always start off the year on goddamn fire, and then they absolutely blow it halfway through the season. And then they start coming back at the end of the season, but it is too late because they've blown it.
Can you put those back up one more time?
Yeah.
And looking at the West... I honestly, out of those 5 teams, I cannot pick one that I would honestly say is going to win the division.
No, I honestly still think the Angels are going to win the division.
Oh, shut your face. That's disgusting.
They're playing so well. Shohei Ohtani. Remember, if you remember, when you guys did the preseason picks, when you had Joe on, and the Angels were the MLB fans predicted winners of that, it was because of Shohei Ohtani that I think people made that decision. Shohei Ohtani has been an absolute force to be reckoned.
I have him on both my fantasy squads.
He's crazy, Noah.
He's amazing. You know what the best about him is? Because he'll come out and put up 20 points as a pitcher, and then the next day he'll hit like a home run. And you're like, oh,
he'll give you another 8.
Exactly. He's amazing. And I do remember at the beginning of the season, I'm eating my words now, which I'm fine with. I love baseball players making me eat my words of saying Shohei should have just focused on one or the other, but he clearly is all-around stud.
Why?
I think it was CC who said he might be the best player in the game right now.
No, I disagree with that.
Who is?
I would probably say Juan Soto.
All right, I agree. I love Juan Soto so much.
I would go with Juan Soto or like DJ LeMahieu or someone who's a position player. I don't think I would ever give a pitcher best player in the game. I don't know why. I think it's my disdain towards.
Well, no, he's not. But that's the thing. He's not. He's also. I mean, it's not even like he's a left fielder. He's a right fielder, sir.
Yeah, he is, but he doesn't play right no more. He DHs.
That's true. He does DH. He's got a really hot bat.
He's up there. I'd put him top 10.
Yes, I think it's just the versatility is puts him up there because there's plenty of players who literally can't do that. Like they physically could not do what Shohei Ohtani does.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, and that alone puts him up there. So, will it stay this way, Tyler? Will the standings remain with all of these teams that nobody said were going to be on the top, with the exception?
I mean, God, I hope so. Not for the Royals. I've never been a Royals fan. But the Red Sox, yeah, I would love to see the Red Sox continue this. They've got a band of guys who look like they're just having the absolute time of their life. And they're having a lot of fun. And it reminds me a lot of the 2013 team, where it's just a bunch of guys who were there some names on that team? Of course. You had David Ortiz and Pedroia and Ellsbury. And there were a lot of really popular names on that team, but it wasn't a team where you were fearful of them. And yeah, I think this team might have that potential.
Okay, fair. No, I mean, I respect.
But otherwise,
and
not Seattle, no, not KC, absolutely not. The Mets, sure, could happen. The Reds, no. And the Dodgers in San Francisco and San Diego are probably going to dance at the top for the entire season.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a fun race, and it's a travesty that the Padres and the Dodgers are in the same division.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, the Giants too. The Giants have been playing some damn good ball.
True. They've been playing.
And wait, hold on. Oh no, it's an odd year. They're not allowed to win the World Series. They only win the World Series on even years.
You are correct. So there you go. Now your statement, you can redact your statement. Jumping from pitchers now to catchers, or should I say from standings over to catchers, we have Yadier Molina caught his 2,000th game of the season. On Wednesday, excuse me, folks. On Wednesday, veteran catcher Yadier Molina would catch his 2,000th game in the MLB. He is the first player to catch 2,000 games with a singular team in the likes of the Cardinals. The Cardinals would win that game, I think, 6-2, 6-1, something along those lines. That's unreal, though. 2,000 games with one catcher. One catcher.
That's insane.
I'm sorry, one team. Unbelievable. Other catchers on that list are Ivan Rodriguez, who caught 2,427 games, Carlton Fisk, who caught 2,226, Bob Boone, who caught 2,225, Gary Carter, who caught 2,056, Jason Kendall, who caught 2,025. I'm not going to lie, Yadi isn't slowing down. I mean,
he could easily get to 2,100 by the end of the year.
By the end of the year, easy. I mean, do you think he could get to do you think he could pass Pudge?
I think Yadi retires at the end of the year.
Oh, don't say
I think halfway through the year he'll announce his retirement tour. And that's when we will see it.
Yadi's 38.
Yeah.
He's only 38.
But look at him though.
Tyler, have you seen him throw a ball?
He looks like he's approaching 50.
Have you seen him throw a ball? Of
course I have. Have you seen my father throw a ball? But I don't think he should play in the MLB.
Regardless. But Yadi's been doing it. The guy's won Gold Gloves out the ass for a reason. He's still got it. He never lost it, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't know. He said he wants to keep playing. He has said that he's not quite done, but who knows? Maybe he's just saying that so people will stop asking.
Yeah. Do I think he'll get to 2,427? I don't know. That's like 4 more seasons.
Yeah, no, he won't win. He won't get it. But maybe he can get to 4th place. In my opinion, I think that's the furthest he'll go. Man, that was unfortunate for Bob Boone, huh? Finishing one game behind Carlton Fisk.
Yeah, so close. So close. Just one more World Series win or one more postseason win. He would have gotten that extra game there. But so you think Yadi will make it to 4th place? I'd like to see him in 1st. Who knows? But one company that isn't 1st is Clovercrest Media. And here's some ads of what's going on there right now.
The Closing Time Podcast is back, sponsored by Rocky Hill Accountants. I'm Joe Aguirre. I'll have a brand new co-host, Sanam Salati, who's my broker, my mentor, and my good friend, and one of the most knowledgeable people in Connecticut in the entire real estate industry. We're going to be talking about the latest goings-on. We'll keep you up to date on the market, and we're going to bring on some really great guests all throughout this season, people in all different fields in the industry, like accountants, home inspectors, mortgage reps, and so much more, just to give you a better understanding of the Connecticut real estate market. We're so excited for a brand new season of the Closing Time Podcast, part of the CMG Podcast Network. It's sponsored by Rocky Hill Accountants. Go see Heidi and Glenn Parchman to file your taxes for bookkeeping, business advice, real estate investments, or whatever your accounting needs are, including cryptocurrency. Just visit RockyHillAccountants.com. We'll see you all season long on the Closing Time Podcast.
The Crossum Wrestling Entertainment Podcast, presented by Clovercrest Media, is what you AEW fans have been looking for. Noah Cross and Tyler Bard give their take on every week's episode of Dynamite. If you are a massive AEW fan, then it is time to join us every Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Stay Crossum.
One day. I will get it right one day. Hey, remember how many times you used to do the messages for your voicemail? It goes something like this. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for locking into another episode of I'll Piss You Off Shortly. This is the podcast where we debate everyday issues, pushing your thought process beyond what's normal. The topics discussed here are meant to be intense, promote growth, and at times may have you feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Me too, a little bit. We may not always agree, and we will more than likely have varied opinions. But with that being said, I can't promise to be your favorite podcaster. Neither do I want to. But I can promise to be transparent, fair, and open-minded. So please, if you think you've got the stamina, passion to debate, analyze, and challenge the normal, please take a number. I promise you, I'll piss you off shortly.
Clovercrest Media Group presents a CMG podcast. Keys to the City.
Keys to the city, baby. When you see
Crossed up by Kobe, little floated to Shaq, and then Shaq goes like this, and the rest is history. Pay attention. Don't tell me what to do, Devil Woman. But speaking of those Lakers, hold on, fun. But I didn't make my. I said Denver's gonna win. Yeah, you did. You said that.
There's no other show like that. Clovercrest is doing great things right now.
Streaming everywhere.
Kyle and I. Okay, stay alive, Charlie. Stay alive. Stay alive. Just take your time. If you got to start jumping to keep yourself, do the slow jump. You'll keep yourself alive longer.
Who was that? Was that you, Meg?
Yes.
Oh, I died.
No!
It's okay. One of you
Alright,
win.
Kyle, me and you. We'll get the 7th win right now.
Unicorn still holding on.
Alright. They're gonna take each other out, Kyle.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's a
there he
dino.
goes.
Alright, Kyle, me and you, bud. Let's see what we got.
Cheers.
Alright!
Nice.
7 personal wins today. That is insane. That is definitely the most I have ever had on.
Tyler, when I came on to watch, you were streaming what on I think Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah, I did. This week I did, let's see, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
One of those days, I remember I came on and watched, and you won like the first game right out the gate, and I was just like, "No, I can stop watching now." That was impressive. So,
Noah is what we call a lurker in chat, where he just comes in and leaves it on and just watches it, and he doesn't say much. And you guys can do that too. You can just come on in, join the community, be a part of it. We have a lot of fun over on Twitch.
yes, we do have a lot of fun.
Usually
Speaking of
going live at about 10 p.m. Eastern time.
that's late, Tyler. You need to go to bed.
I mean, it is for you because you're a loser.
Yeah, sorry, I'm on a middle school schedule.
Got him.
Are you done?
No.
All right.
Got him. No, I'm done.
With that being said, let's hop over into a little bit of controversy going on over in the Braves and Phillies series that we had just a week ago. There's a terrible call at home plate, and you probably heard about this if you paid at least any attention to baseball this week. On Sunday, the Braves faced the Phillies. In the top of the ninth, Didi Gregorius came to the plate to hit a pop fly to left. Alec Bohm tagged up to take the lead in the 6-6 game, and then this happened. And we have a video here to show you what went down.
Left-handed pinch hitter against the southpaw Will Smith. Didi pops that one into the opposite field. Ozuna's got it. Bohm's going to try it. Here he comes, and he's safe at the plate. Wow! On a shallow fly ball into left field. They roll the dice with Ozuna's arm, and Bohm is able to score on a bang-bang play at the plate.
Very aggressive base running here by Bohm and the Phillies. Shallow left field. The throw.
Wow. Oh, I don't know. Man, it's close. It might have looked like Bohm's foot came up. We'll get some definitive looks at it here.
Oh, boy.
Does the toe just grab a little bit of the plate before the glove gets to him? Tag's not. Yeah, I think he's safe, Alex. Well, Lance Barrett had a pretty good view. He's right there. I think they made the right call.
So there you see that, and I don't know about any of you, but even just by watching it that in real time, it was pretty clear the foot didn't touch the base. And I know they said his left toe might have grazed the corner of the plate. It didn't. If you go watch, we always talk about John Boy, big Yankees fan, props. By the way, he has a billboard outside of Yankee Stadium. Did you know that?
No, that's awesome.
Isn't that wild? He has a billboard, Tyler, literally directly above the subway outside Yankee Stadium.
That's awesome.
That's insane. So props to you, John Boy. Good for you, bro. Anyway, he did a great breakdown, as he does a lot of breakdowns of this play, and he actually pulled many camera angles, and he put 3 different angles, so you could see the play from 3 different spots. And this is technology that they have readily available in the replay room in New York, right, where they go and they do this replay. Now, by the way, they did review this play, and even worse, the review came back as the call being safe. So obviously, Brian Snitker, who is the Braves manager, he threw his hat up and he just threw his hands up and he was like, I at that rate, I have nothing. Like, what do you do? I have no words. I'm not even a Braves fan. I have no words. I love Didi. Don't get me wrong. He put the ball in play. Nothing on him. But at what point is it even worth doing the replay? If we have a play like that where a game is clearly on the line, the Braves ended up losing that game because of that play, and we can't even get the call right. Like, Tyler, please, can you explain this at all? Because I can't.
No, it's unfortunate, really, Noah. I honestly can't explain it. It's a blown call, and this is exactly what the replays are meant to prevent. Are these blown calls? And I can't stand it. I hate when stuff like this happens in the MLB. And usually we'd be reaming the umpire for just getting it wrong and the replay saving it. But now the umpire got it wrong and the replay got it wrong.
Literally.
So
clear as day got it wrong too. It's not even
brutal.
like, and don't get me wrong. In the heat of the moment, when you're making that call, it was a weird play. Like he did some spinny shit and
right. And you bet that umpire was like, he's coming home, and he was probably confused that the runner was even trying to come home.
Exactly, because that ball was not deep. But I mean, at the top of the 9th, 1 out, you're tied.
Boom. Are you sure about that?
You're gonna go for it. I don't know. I think they sent him. I don't know if in the video. I don't know if it shows in the video, but I think the third base coach sent him. Because the announcer did call it as they're sending Bohm. So
yeah,
I think they might have pushed him in to tell him to run, and even Bohm might have been like, "Wait, what?" But anyway,
that's crazy.
Yeah, no.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I feel like you have to go for it though. Top of the 9th, it's like the second week of the season. Go for it. But with that play, you got to get those calls right. One topic they discussed in the Michael Kay show that bothers me a lot. I can't even say a little bit. It bothers me a lot. They discussed how in the replay room in New York, right? We know that when you review a call, they put on these big clunky headsets with a microphone that does nothing because they can't actually communicate with New York. All they're doing is being told what the call is, right? Someone has to walk out this thing in like a big bag. It looks stupid. Half the time, the fans don't even know what they're reviewing because they don't actually say anything. Like the NFL, they at least tell you what they're looking into. In the MLB, I can tell you, even the Yankees game 4 days ago, Aaron Boone challenged a catcher's interference call because Judge swung the bat, and Aaron Boone thought that the catcher got in the way of Aaron Boone's bat, right? And nothing.
Aaron Judge's bat.
Aaron Judge, sorry, we knew nothing. all literally what that happened was play just stopped, and then the home plate umpire, and then the crew chief went over to the replay area, and they put the headsets on, and they just started standing there. And Michael Kay and Paul O'Neill are in the booth, and they're literally out, like no one had any idea what was happening. And they're
no, they need to give them the referee or the umpires a referee microphone.
Thank you.
Where they say the previous play is under review for blah blah blah.
Exactly, that's it. 10 seconds, and they talk about wanting to speed up the game, to attract younger audiences, right? Get the game more quick pace, more efficient. That's how you make that happen. Because
you know why that probably hasn't happened, and I'm being potentially facetious here. But the MLB umpires are a bunch of baby bitches who probably just refuse to change.
I agree.
And all of them are the biggest prima donnas in the damn world when it comes to officiating. If you want some legit badass referees, go get some from FIFA and the World Cup, because those guys literally like punch players, and it's great. So if you want some guys who aren't big babies, get people who are younger than 65 years old, and get some younger guys in this league who are going to actually be okay with change and stop worrying about their damn union.
Literal, dude, don't even get me going on that one.
The umpires union is a sham.
It just doesn't, to me, it just doesn't make sense. Like, like I said, they're all about making the game more efficient. They want to attract younger audiences. Like, make it faster. There's zero reason the two umpires have to trot across the field, put on these big clunky headsets, look like they're out of the 90s, at the first ever Apple commercial. And then
somehow not tell us what they're doing.
Not tell us what they're doing. So we're just like, I literally, like, I'm sitting on my couch, even Michael Kay, who was there, he's sitting there and he had no idea what they were reviewing. And him and Paul O'Neill just guessed. Like they said, we think it might be catcher's interference. So then they went to a replay. It was clear as day it wasn't catcher's interference, but they were just guessing. And then they made the call of safe. Wasn't whatever. And they're like, all right, I guess we'll keep playing now. And then literally 2 innings later, they were finally like, we got clarification. It was a catcher's interference challenge. Like, and literally nobody knew what was going on. Not a soul knew what was happening.
I mean, I've been to a game where a replay took like 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes. It's like, oh my Lord.
It's speeding up the game, Tyler. It's speeding up the game.
Yeah, right. Dear God.
So listen, it's 2021. There's zero reason why umpires can't have like a freaking earpiece or something. So they don't even have to do anything. They can just be like, we're challenging, and then boom, and then they go to it. But no, they have to walk over, as you see here on the screen, walk over to some person holding this big clunky bag, put on this stupid headset that goes nowhere.
That my job is literally to just sit there with headphones
and wait for that.
I need that job.
And it can only happen twice a game, I mind you. Each team gets one. I'm sorry that you could get a second after what? Like if you get it right, you get it back, right?
Yeah, right. But you can you can't go again after that though. You get a max of 2.
Yes. So it can happen maybe 4 times a game. That's that. I gotta sign up. How do I get that shot? Actually, that's true.
Yeah, right.
We're in the wrong business. So that is the hot take there on replays in the MLB. I was a fan of them in the beginning. I like them. I still think it's a good thing to have, that clarification, especially for big calls and big moments. And that was a big call and a big moment, and it epically failed. So
it sure was.
Yeah,
unfortunate to see stuff like that. This isn't unfortunate.
This is not unfortunate, as you see him.
Look at those eyes.
I was just going to say,
Blue Brown.
Oh yes, savage. Just last night, you heard that Friday night last night, Max Scherzer makes history. Scherzer passed Cy Young himself on the all-time strikeout list with 2,807 career strikeouts, Tyler.
Gosh.
Woo!
I mean, we knew he was incredible, but wow.
Yeah. So when I saw this, this came across my phone as a notification. And when I saw it, I said, oh, I wonder who he's in good company with, right? This puts him just behind Mike Mussina,
Dear
who
Lord.
has 2,813. So when I was looking this up, I was like, oh, I wonder who it's going to be. Like, that's probably going to be some older baseball player I might not be too familiar with. And I was like,
I see who you're about to talk about.
Mike Mussina. Oh my gosh. And then I was like, all right, who else is on this list? Because Scherzer's in 23rd, Mussina's 22nd. Let's see who these other names are on this list. First up, in the 18th spot of the all-time strikeouts, which is crazy that he's already here, Justin Verlander with 3,013 strikeouts.
Oh, and he's got an easy 5 more seasons as a starter.
He's going to get real far. CC Sabathia, let's go, CC, in the 16th spot with 3,093. Absolutely. Hall of Famer, first ballot, done. Like, put him in there tomorrow. Actually, put him in there right now. Don't even vote. Here's another one. Pedro Martinez, 3,160. 3,160. That's a lot. And then these top 2, it's just not fair. Because you look at Pedro's in 13th, right, with 3,160. And leading up to that, Randy Johnson with, obviously, second place, Randy Johnson, right? 4,875. That's second place.
But just look at the space between second and first.
I was just going to say, first place, good Lord God in heaven, Nolan Ryan, first place, 5,714 strikeouts. Tyler,
that's insane.
That makes absolutely no sense.
And this is a guy who was like a crazy fastball pitcher too.
Yeah.
So it's like, dear Lord, and people tried to fight this man. What?
Oh yeah.
Are you insane?
You don't want to do that. So this leads me to something. I had Uncle Anthony over last night, and we were talking about pitches in the game because we were talking about how Carlos Rodon threw the no-hitter and he only threw 114 pitches. Musgrove threw a no-hitter. I think he was around the same, 115.
126,
127, something around there, right? That's not a lot, all things considered, right? It's a lot today if you really think about it, because you look at guys like Garrett Cole, guys like Jacob deGrom, those guys can pitch 120 pitches every 5 days easily. But today, guys pitch for the strikeout. So you're looking at an average, more than likely, of 5 or 6 pitches in at bat, right? And that's going to add up. You get 15 strikeouts in a game like Cole and deGrom do, you're going to be at your pitch limit of like 120-ish by about the 7th or 8th inning, maybe even earlier, just because you're throwing so many pitches, right? So this led up to the conversation of who has the most pitches in a singular game. Tyler, you want to take a guess? Because we've already said his name.
Who has Justin Verlander, right?
The most the most pitches by a starting pitcher in one game.
Oh God. I don't know, Randy Johnson?
You're close. It's Nolan Ryan.
Uh-huh.
He pitched 13 innings in one game one time.
Yeah.
Want to guess how many pitches?
Well, he's got to be close to like 150.
Not even close.
Really?
I almost think this is fake, but it's an MLB article. I'm looking at it right now, and it's real.
What?
235 pitches in a singular game on June 14th, 1974. No, yeah, exactly. Nolan Ryan threw 235 pitches in 35 innings.
Dear God.
Tyler, did he not pitch for a month?
I guess.
How many did they have?
Like thrown his arm out.
Literally, did they have a 10-man starting rotation? That doesn't even make sense.
Oh my God!
How do you allow that? So Max Scherzer, congratulations on making history. 22nd, and honestly, by the looks of it, I think he's going to keep moving up that list.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's got, I would say, like 3 to 4 more good years in him.
Yeah.
And then he might even just become a bullpen guy, but we'll see.
For sure, he is 36. So that's something you got to look at too. I'm not sure where his contract's at. He has 36. Let's see, how many years does he have left on this thing? 36 is an old by any stretch of the means for a pitcher. If he can make it dance, he can make it dance.
CC was in his 40s, was he not?
Actually, this is his last contractual season in 2021.
So he could sign with a championship caliber team next season and go on for a few more years. But
like the Yankees, like the Yankees.
God, every time he's a free agent, I'm like, don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't.
I don't know. I don't think the Yankees would, because they're finally getting, knock on wood, they're finally getting out of the Yankee attitude of signing has-beens. Don't get me wrong. Scherzer is still amazing. I'm not trying to say that.
I know what you mean, but signing older players, guys who are not in their heyday.
Yes. And that's different now. Like, they signed Cole, who is right now in his prime. They signed Tyone, who they feel like is going to be in his prime eventually. They signed Kluber, who that might have been the guilty pleasure. Kluber might have been the guilty pleasure of, oh, hey, there we go. Let's get this guy. Two Cy Youngs, we're in. So yeah, but I don't know. We'll see where that goes. We'll jump into the Yankees in a little bit, but first we're going to head over to Boston, and I'm going to let Tyler take it away with his still on top of the division Red Sox.
You see it there again. The Red Sox currently going 9-4, a win percentile of 692, Noah. They are currently 5 games over 500, the second best team in the major leagues right now, second only to the Los Angeles Dodgers. I don't think at the beginning of the season there was a single person who thought this way. I remember Dylan, Rich, and I all talking about the Red Sox at the beginning of the season, being like, third place would be nice. But currently leading the division, the bats are insanely hot right now. The boys are swinging out of their shoes. Mostly, I would like to talk about JD Martinez. He's continuing to swing with an average of 378 and 5 home runs. Noah, what? I mean, we told at the beginning of the season, not that he's listening, but we told him that this was a season where he was going to have to step up because we were losing so many bats. And dear Lord, did he take that to heart? And he took that personally. And he said, all right, bet. And he's showing up, hitting 5 home runs, 378 average. And he's not the only one doing it right now. We've got guys like Vasquez and Verdugo who are just coming up. I think Vasquez had 2 home runs in 2 consecutive games, and neither one of those home runs were little rinky-dink Yankee Stadium right field home runs. They were absolute rippers into left field. So to see him doing what he's doing is nice to see right now. Alex Verdugo is swinging an average of 271 with 2 home runs right now, with Vasquez swinging at the Christian Vasquez, Noah, hitting 295 with 2 home runs. Christian Vasquez, let me say it one more time. Christian Vasquez hitting 295. He's almost hitting 300. I don't know the last time he was even close to that. But it's not only the offense getting the job done, Noah. Look at this video I pulled up of Alex Verdugo.
Here's the 3-1 home. Breaking ball, that one swatted, line drive, and a diving play out there in left field by Verdugo to end the ball game.
Not only did he make a beautiful diving catch, it basically won them the game, because if that ball got past him, that could have very easily been an inside the park home run. So the defense also getting it done right now. The Red Sox are just firing on all cylinders. You saw another man in that video there, Mr. Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes has been a Red Sox mainstay for the last few years here. He's pitched 7 innings out of the bullpen and has an ERA of 0. Dear God, he is becoming just someone who the Red Sox can rely on any moment of the game. He might even just become a closing option if he can keep that up. If his arm is going to be that strong, put him as a setup guy or a closer. I mean, he closed out the game the other day, so why not just keep him in that position, right? What are you shaking your head about?
I hate it so much.
I mean, listen, last season, all I had to do was listen to you gloat about your goddamn Yankees. So, how about be a little humble there, Mr. Cross?
Oh, fine. I'm very happy for you. I'm not. I could be talking crap right now. I'm not. All right. I'm just saying. You know what? Good for you. Enjoy your team. Congratulations. They're playing. They're playing well right now.
They are. Evaldi has an ERA of 2.08. I was nervous for Evaldi coming in here with his spring training performance.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's like, this is not going to be great.
He had an ugly spring training performance.
But all I did was remember the good times in the World Series where that man pitched like 6 innings of relief out of the bullpen against the damn Dodgers. And ultimately he got the loss. But dear God, 6 innings of relief and you give up 1 home run and that's how you lose? Brutal. But no, this team is, like we said earlier, firing on all cylinders, Noah. They're 9-4 with a 3-game lead over the second place Blue Jays. Like this picture is mesmerizing.
Yeah.
9-4, then 6-7, 6-8, 6-8, 5-8. What in the world?
I have one sentence to sum all this up. With us talking about the standings before, with the Mets leading, the Royals leading, the Mariners leading, the Red Sox leading.
Aaron Bleepin' Boone.
No. Baseball is a weird game.
It is a weird game. Anything can happen.
Baseball is a really weird game. Yeah.
As good as the Red Sox are doing, there really haven't been that many moments where I've been like, oh shit. They're absolutely playing the most solid ball they've played in a long time. And you know what it is? A lot of these guys who are playing right now, Noah, we're in the minors together. This reminds me of the 2018 Yankees when all these guys were coming up who were like, who the hell is this? And then Judge hit a home run in his first at-bat, and who was the one who hit behind him, who hit a home run in his first at-bat? And it's just a bunch of these young stars who have been playing together for years who are now playing together in the major leagues. So they already have this chemistry working for them. And then you get guys like JD and Alex Verdugo in the mix there that just add to that chemistry. And Verdugo seems like he's a fun guy. I've really quite enjoyed seeing his fire. I remember last year, and at one of his first games, he got called out on strikes, and he was already getting fired up in the dugout and losing his mind. I'm like, I think this guy's going to fit in just fine with the Red Sox, one of these hot tempers. So it's not really the Red Sox that have been holding headlines, though. It is the Yankees, Mr. Cross, because the Yankees are literally the worst team in baseball right now. And that means you're worse than people like the Astros and the Padres.
No.
And
they're the worst team in the American League.
And is that even the case? I'm pretty sure that's not the case. Okay, the Rockies are worse.
Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations. The guys who sold the farm, the guys who sold their entire team are worse than you. Congratulations. And then the Washington Nationals have no excuse. But, dear God, you're the third worst team. Congrats. Does that make you feel better?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think it would.
It doesn't
I was
at
trying
all.
to save your pride, and then it just
I appreciate it, buddy. So
please take it away.
From first to last in the AL East, and from the Red Sox to the Yankees now. Let's get into the New York Yankees segment. I usually am so excited to say this, and I was like, the New York Yankees, but I'm not. I'm wearing a Bees hat today, New Britain Bees. I'm just going to be a fan of them this season. Hopefully, they'll start off better. I do have season tickets to the Bees, by the way, folks. You should grab those. They're actually very, very affordable. Tyler and I are going to be a lot of them. We'll post pictures on our pages.
Yeah.
What is happening in New York is my only question. Last night's performance with the Yankees was absolutely abysmal as they lose 8-2, and the 2 runs they scored was off of a 2-run home run by Giancarlo Stanton in like the 6th or 7th inning when they were already losing by 8 runs. So it's like, all right, great guys, this is great, better late than never, I guess. One of the biggest reasons I think the Yankees lost yesterday is because they didn't have a starter lined up until about 2 hours before the ball game, because they optioned Domingo Germán last week. They didn't have anybody in that number 5 hole to put in. So they ended up going with, I forget who the hell it was, but it doesn't even matter, to be honest, because when I saw, I was like, oh God, we're going to lose. And I had that feeling a few times, seeing the lineups that Boone's been pumping out, seeing the pitcher last night. Michael King should have easily have opened the game. It wasn't even a question. What they wanted it to do was put in who they put in the first inning, and then go to Michael King for the 2nd through hopefully 5th. And they did that. And Michael King was pretty solid. He was pretty good. He should have just opened. I don't know why they try to play these little cute games with their openers or pitchers or whatever. But the Yankees, in 2019, they had the opener formula down. So, honestly, they should have just put Green in the first inning. Do you remember that game we went to, Tyler, where Chad Green opened and he pitched?
Yeah, that's right.
I think he struck out 6 in a row to start the game.
Yeah.
He was mowing down. Like that's the pace you want to set if you're going to have an opener. They had a day off the day before, so the bullpen was fresh. Everybody was fresh with the exception of their starting pitchers. Obviously, they couldn't put Cole in a day early. But there was no reason to do what they did. I just don't think putting in who they let me look at the pitcher that they put in. It's going to be right at the top. I don't think there was any reason for them to put in who they put in. They put in Nelson. His name is, I want to say Nick Nelson for the Yankees. Yeah, I'm right. Nick Nelson. He is now 0-2 in 4 games with an ERA of 10 and in 5 innings.
Gosh.
Yeah. So that's who the Yankees decided to put in yesterday to start the game, to open the game. Meanwhile, Michael King has already been impressing with the Yankees this year. They say, and I'm not saying this, Michael K said this last night on the broadcast, that the Yankees organization feels that Michael King's control is the best on the Yankees organization.
Really?
No lie. They said Michael King's pitch control is the best on the Yankees organization. So that is that there. And that's crazy to think about that they would say that, right? And I'll say this. I'm going to just talk about really quick Michael King here. He's 0-0, obviously wins and losses. He faced a no decision last night. His ERA is 0 this year so far in 9 innings with 7 strikeouts. So, I mean, that's the guy you want there. I mean, one guy has an ERA of 10, one guy has an ERA of 0 in a similar amount of, and actually in more innings. Michael King's pitched more innings. So why he didn't open the game is beyond me.
I don't know. They're not making very much sense in New York right now.
No, not at all. Not at all. It's wild, actually. And it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But, that's what they're doing. That's what they're deciding to do. So, and here we are. It's pretty much all I have to say. The offense isn't turning at all much either. The best hitter on the Yankees currently is the backup catcher, Kyle Higashioka. He has an average of 400 with 2 home runs. Yay! Let's go, Hickey.
My face right now.
Yeah, I know.
Just smug.
You did say, because you said he should be the starting catcher, and I agree with you. I agree with you. So it's one of those things where when I see it, I'm just like, what the hell is going on? What is happening? I don't understand this at all. But here we are. It's just the reality we're living in. But
it shouldn't be the reality for the Yankees. The Yankees, I
agree,
a force.
I agree 100%, and they know they should be. And I'm going to get into some comments Aaron Boone said after last night's game. The next best hitter on the Yankees is Aaron Judge, who's swinging a 486 average with 4 home runs. Actually, that average isn't correct. Hold on. That's wrong.
Probably 386.
I don't even think it's that much. I think it's 286, actually. It's 279. So my
How
mistake
did you get
there.
486?
I have no. You know what? I was like in a dream world. Aaron Judge's.
You wrote this very late last night, Noah.
I did, and it was after the Yankees lost, so I was not in a great mood.
If y'all could see the spelling errors in this script today, dear Lord, there are so many.
I did write this late. So yeah, Judge's swinging an average of 279. Sorry, with 4 home runs, which is still good, right? 4 home runs is a big deal. And he hit 2 home runs 3 days ago when the Yankees faced off against the Blue Jays, and they still lost that game.
It's because you didn't have this man swinging the bat.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, the next segment I have here is save Garrett Cole. Good Lord. Could someone please send Garrett Cole some freaking help? The Yankees team ERA is 3.46. Garrett Cole's ERA is 1.47 with 29 strikeouts in 18 innings. Someone help this man, please. I thought the only pitcher that needed 2 teams. Now there are 2 teams in New York with 2 phenomenal starting pitchers who need desperate help. So what is the problem? What is the problem in New York, folks? Is it the pitching? Is it the hitting? Is it the injuries? Let's start with the top one, the pitching. We've said for years that the pitching in New York has been an issue. For years. I'd say this year it's actually turned around. The Yankees went out and did what they normally don't do 2 years ago with getting Garrett Cole. They got Jameson Taillon, took a chance on him. They got Kluber, took a bit of a chance on him, even though he's proved himself in the past. Jordan Montgomery seems to be stepping up to the plate. He had a rough outing his last go, but I think he's going to turn it around and get back to the stride he had in his first start of the season. The Yankees need to find that number 5 starter. I think they need to stop playing around and just give the spot to Deivi Garcia. A number 5 starter for him is not a bad spot. 2 seasons ago or last season, he was in like the number 3 or 4 hole. That might have been a little too much, but I feel like a number 5 hole for Deivi Garcia is good for him because at this rate, the Yankees just need options and they don't have them in the sense of starting pitching. They need to just give it to him.
I think that's a smart move because it's a kid who's new and put him in a spot that's less pressure. But it still comes with the prowess of you're also technically starting in front of the ace, so you need to set him up for success.
Yes, which is valid. That is valid. Next up is the hitting department. That is the weakest spot right now for the Yankees is the hitting. They are just not doing it. They're not hitting at all. They're not hitting in big moments. They're not driving in runs. They're not hitting at all when there's men on base. The Yankees, I think, broke an MLB record with the most double plays in the first week of the season.
Oh,
and now Tyler, it's almost shocking. Like at this rate, they're coming up to the plate, and if there's a guy on first base and 1 out or no outs, or the bases are loaded and there's no outs, I almost guarantee they're going to ground into a double play. And everyone, top to bottom, has been doing it. Glaber, Judge, LeMahieu, Stanton, Hicks. All of them have grounded into double plays, and not just regular, not just small moments where there's a runner on first and 1 out. Like we're talking bases, juice, and no outs. We're talking runners on first and second and 1 out. We're talking big moments where the game is on the line and you could tie it or take the lead, and these guys are grounding into double plays. The hitting is just not there right now. It's just not there. There's no other way to put it. That's it. It's not there.
It's unfortunate because they're a team of guys who you're looking at who you're like, damn, they could all be hitting 300.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely, they could. But yeah, the hitting's not there. And injuries, there aren't any. We're here. We're healthy, right? Which is good. Knock on wood. I'll take it. Aaron Boone, after last night's terrible loss, which was the 3rd straight loss for the Yankees at the bottom of their division, and a team that betting odds are still saying is going to win the World Series, right? Said that they simply need to play better. Aaron Boone, he said, we simply need to play better. We are not playing the type of ball that we need to. He said something along the lines of they had a meeting with the team. Meredith Marakovich asked if he was going to address the team or if he did address the team. And Boone said, I did address the team. And she asked, what'd you say? And Boone was like, that's for in there. Which, sure, I'll give you that. That's for in there. That's fine. Was it the same address that Joe Girardi would give a team after this type of loss? Absolutely not.
No. Aaron Boone is a coddly coach.
Yes.
Where
everyone has their own style.
He's just gonna pat everyone on the back even after a massive loss, and I get being there for your team, but your team sucks ass.
Yeah.
So it's time to shuffle the deck and rearrange this lineup and make some people nervous that they might be getting sent back down to the minors, because it is time to get this team rolling.
Yeah, because right
Can you
now,
imagine a statement of sending one of your marquee players down to the minor league?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know
Like,
if that.
Sorry, Aaron Hicks is being optioned down to the minor leagues for a rehab. You know,
it's funny you say that. I don't
he's
know
doing poorly.
He's doing really bad.
And he's always good. He's
Yes,
someone who never.
he is.
He's someone who never gets mentioned, but is always hitting like 275.
I agree. So yeah, I mean, we talked about last week with the Yankees with their runners left on base. They're getting 13 to 15 hits a game, but they're only driving in 2-3 runs. Meanwhile, their opponents are literally getting 3 hits a game. They're driving in 3 runs and beating them.
Yep, because they're making their hits count.
Exactly, and the Yankees can't make the hits count yet this season. So
that is what I used to call Red Sox syndrome.
Yeah, well, it's now transferred over to New York. So
yeah, welcome. You gave us the curse of the Bambino. We gave you the curse of not being able to drive men in from on base.
Yeah, I don't know which is worse at this rate.
Excuse you? What the?
I know. All right. The biggest question here is, will it turn around, and if so, when? Tyler, what do you think? I'll ask you first. Will it turn around for the Yankees? If so, when?
Of course it will. But if the Red Sox and Blue Jays stay hot, they're going to have some work to be putting in this season. The Yankees are not a team that is going to just falter and stay down. They need one Aaron Boone savages in the box moment to rile them back up. One more Brett Gardner smashing the ceiling moment. One more CC Sabathia throwing a pitch to ruin his bonus moment. There needs to be one of those moments that the Yankees have become so iconic for to turn their season around. Like the one I mentioned there with CC Sabathia hitting a batter on purpose and literally throwing away like a $2 million bonus is exactly what the Yankees need.
Yes. I agree.
That was iconic. I think I posted that like 7 times on my page. Like, this guy right here, this guy gets it. This is that's my teammate right there.
And he even said to him, "That was for you."
Yeah.
To the hitter. So, or to the bullpen, the dugout of the opponent. Right. Yes, thank you. So yeah, Tyler thinks it will turn around. Tyler, what do you give it? Do you give it like a month? Are we talking All-Star break?
By the All-Star break, the Yankees will be in second place.
Who will be in first? The Red Sox?
The Red Sox, baby.
Of course. All right. Anyway. Will it turn around for the Yankees? Obviously, I'm still holding out hope. I keep saying baseball is a weird game, and it's very early. I keep referencing how the Nationals lost their first 20 games of the season, then won the World Series in 2019, how the 96 Yankees had a terrible start and ended up winning the World Series that year. There's so many things that can happen in this game. There's 162 games. It is a marathon and a half. So if teams are sprinting right now, that's good. The Yankees have usually started off hot over the last couple of years, so it could just be that we're not used to it. I will say those fans that were in attendance last night that were throwing baseballs onto the field in disgust, don't do that. That's just ridiculous. Like, stop.
Yeah, no, you're all children.
Yeah, literally. Like, why don't have a temper tantrum because the Yankees suck? If you want to show, do this. Start a podcast with Clovercrest Media. Come voice your concerns with the Yankees. Go on Twitter. Go on Instagram. Don't buy tickets. Look at the Rays. Look at the Rays 3 years ago. No, they were like, "You guys suck. We're not going to your games." Like that's how you do it. Okay. Don't throw stuff on the field because you could hurt someone. That's just stupid. But will it turn around for the Yankees? Yes. Obviously, I'm going to stick with that. And when I think we got to give the Yankees one more month. I think in a month they're going to start figuring out what they need to do. They're going to start hitting their stride. There's going to be there were 2 errors in the game last night. Last night's game was ugly. I think they're going to finally get more comfortable as a team. They're going to finally get more comfortable in their spots in the lineup. So I think, yes, give the Yankees a month and they'll start turning it around. And by the All-Star break, I'll say that the Yankees will have a comfortable cushion at the top of the AL East.
Very nice. I don't know if that's the case, but sure. I mean, you made it sound convincing.
Well, obviously, I'm not going to be like, yeah, maybe we will. But no, so I'm hopeful. It's still baseball season. Looking forward to today's games. And speaking of today's games,
go Sox, baby.
Quick rundown of what's going on. If you're a Sox fan, obviously you're excited right now. So please enjoy your moment here. The Yankees are playing the Rays at 1:05 with Glasnow going for the A's and Montgomery going for the Yankees. That's a pitching matchup and a half right there. Glasnow is probably going to trounce us, just a warning to the Yankee fans. Let's see. The Sox are playing. Ooh, the Sox got the White Sox. Red versus white here. I love it.
Yeah, we got a bunch of big matchups here.
Turf War. We have Crease taking up Pavita for the Red Sox. That's going to be a good matchup too with their ERAs and their records at 4:05 in Boston. The Mets are playing a doubleheader today because they got postponed yesterday. They're in Colorado and there was snow. Craziness. So the Mets have DeGrom going today versus Gonzalez on the Rockies at 5:10, and then just after that, there will be Lucchesi for the Mets going up against Marquez for the Rockies.
Ooh.
And then the Dodgers are facing off again today against the Padres at 8:40.
Hope that's another instant classic.
I'm going to watch this game. I'm going to watch tonight. Watch the Dodgers-Padres tonight at 8 o'clock. All the other games should be over by then because they're playing in San Diego. And the pitching matchup tonight, Clayton Kershaw versus Yu Darvish.
Oh, baby.
Oh, yeah. Turn that one on. That's probably going to be the game of the night again, just like it was last night. Check that out. And don't forget, if you love podcasts, visit clovercrestmedia.com for a wide selection of great shows covering sports, business, relationships, pop culture, politics, and true crime. There are 28 shows on the hashtag CMG Network, and if you don't find one you like, you can start one of your own. We can help you launch your podcast for as little as $15 per month. ClovercrestMedia.com is the website to visit. Make sure to check it out and tell your friends all about it. You can visit ClovercrestMedia.com and click on the link for the latest on your favorite CMG Sports podcasts, as well as blogs, videos, and latest information. And with that being said, that over there is Tyler Bard. I'm Noah Cross, and this was Baseball with the Bard.
Time for Baseball with the Bard.